Hello everyone, and welcome to Game Break, the full coverage writer's presentation where we take a moment to explore the plot, story, or other interesting creative developments in some of our favorite video games. Will here, bringing you an interesting look at BioShock 2, which shouldn't be too surprising as I said I was going to do it after finishing BioShock. However, we will be doing things differently from now on. Instead of a normal playthrough while attempting to provide commentary on the plot during the playthrough, which admittedly didn't go so well, I will instead be commentating on my own footage after the fact so that I can hopefully provide a more comprehensive look at the story as we go through it. I hope you all enjoy. "1958, beneath the Atlantic Ocean. 2 years before BioShock 1.
Look, Daddy, it's you. Let's go out to play, Daddy.
Adorable and creepy at the same time. Gotta love those little sisters. Hello, big guy. I will say I love not only the new design for this Big Daddy, but how they showed us what we look like without breaking the first-person perspective.
More angels, Daddy. This way.
Also never knew they drank the atom directly out of the back of those syringes, or that they could smell the angels, which are actually dead people.
Come with us, little girl.
You want some, big guy? Bigger than hard, harder than Get out of here, freak!
There we are. He's perfectly safe now. This is not your daughter. Do you understand? Her name is Eleanor, and she is mine. Now, kneel, please. Remove your helmet. Now, take the pistol. Place it against your head. Fire.
As before, they certainly know how to start these games. "10 years later, roughly 8 years after BioShock 1.
Hello, can you hear me?
Wait. We're alive. And looking as smashing as ever. Fallen, fallen is Babylon. Can't say the same for Rapture, but we're in now. The place looks just as bad as it did when Jack was here 8 years ago, if not worse, but surprisingly still in one piece. So now we have the interesting adventure of seeing Rapture through the eyes of a unique Big Daddy, with the creepy little sisters looking in on us. They still give me the Ghiblies, their glowing eyes and innocent faces. But I'm sure we'll be seeing more of them, just as we did in BioShock 1, especially now that we are a Big Daddy. A rather unique looking one. Again, I like the design. And the interesting take on playing through as a Big Daddy. Interesting twist with the new character Lamb and the mysterious little sister Eleanor, who is rather close to us. Hello, little girl. Wouldn't be a BioShock game without creepy shadows. Or even creepier enemies. They always know how to make an entrance. Lamb is watching. Yes, the mysterious Lamb who made us shoot ourselves in the head. Curse those hypnotized Big Daddy plasmids, though I certainly used my fair share in BioShock 1. I don't like them so much when they're used against us.
Lesson 1, Mop Jockeys. You are under the ocean now. If you feel the soft patter of rain on your hat, you're already fired. Lesson 2. You can jumpstart a dead generator with a direct spark, but clear the guests out of the pool first. Scares these rich pricks to watch a working stiff hurling thunderbolts. You follow me?
Ah, Rapture. A shining example of work safety. Speaking of safety and Rapture,
You did the family a service, dying. The more...
it does feel refreshing to be on this end of the drill for once. Lamb is watching, just in case you forgot. We'll be seeing a lot of Lamb. But just who is this mysterious woman with the butterflies? And it wouldn't be a BioShock game without hallucinations. From Eleanor. Please hurry, Daddy. For some reason this Eleanor girl seems to be our Big Daddy's little girl, not just a little sister. Come soon to come find me.
Daddy was sleeping for such a long time, and Eleanor has missed you. Find her and you'll be all better. Daddy!
And thus we have our main objective, to find our little girl Eleanor so we can be all better, whatever that means. Shock 'em and clock 'em. And already we can see the benefits of having both plasmids and weapons available simultaneously. Those who watched my playthrough of BioShock will probably be familiar with my complaints of having to swap between plasmid and weapon mid-battle instead of just having them both ready to go. It's very convenient. And of course we have encoded locked doors.
My husband is such a perfect idiot. Throws away all his spending money on gene tonics to affect a look of physical fitness. So he'll have an excuse to sit on his rear all day listening to radio serials. Steven, I tell him, you want to be fit? Come swim laps with me, the old-fashioned way. It's your mind that's atrophying. Maybe I'll start sneaking some brain boost into his daily regimen.
And of course, the citizens of Rapture abusing plasmids and tonics from the very beginning.
At last, a signal. You, who are bringing this dead city to life, listen. My name, it is Tannenbaum. I know who you are, and I am in much need of your help. Please, find me in the Atlantic Express train station.
And so Dr. Tannenbaum returns to aid us on our journey, which makes sense as she's closely involved with the Little Sisters. So she would be involved with Big Daddies as well. And there are still plenty of Big Daddies wandering around, it seems, at least outside, doing their jobs. The first time I've actually seen one repair something. Good job, Big Daddy. Only 1 million more leaks to go.
I haven't had a taste of Adam in weeks.
This is Dr. Sophia Lamb with a message for the people. Remember, you are not alone. Think of me not as leader, but as mother to the Rapture family.
So it seems that Lamb has taken control of Rapture since Jack did away with the previous... I don't necessarily want to call them ne'er-do-wells, but they weren't the best leaders in the world. They weren't the worst, but certainly weren't the best. But is Lamb any better? We'll have to find out soon. Apparently, she is watching. And again with the butterflies, a curious symbolism that I have yet to decipher. The butterfly, of course, can mean many things, and I don't want to speculate just yet, just in case, so we don't want to ruin any interesting twists. What's the point of playing as a Big Daddy if you can't have a rivet gun? Again.
Thank you for coming.
So glad they gave me one of these. I'm also happy that the drill actually has fuel to it, so it's not an unlimited weapon. Makes things interesting.
Barely made it down alive. But here it is. And it's real. Rapture. This is where that thing took my poor baby girl. From what I saw in the sub, most of the city's in ruins. But there were lights here and there. And shapes moving. I'm rambling. Scared, I guess. But maybe, if I find this Dr. Lamb I keep hearing over the PA, I'll find Cindy too.
Very interesting. So it seems that whoever is in this Big Daddy suit was not the first and only man to come down to Rapture in search of his little girl. We already knew that Fontaine and later Ryan were taking little girls as so-called orphans to turn them into little sisters, even if the little girls completely had families of their own. So it's not surprising some people came down here in search of their little girls. Is that what happened to the Big Daddy that we're playing as? Did he come searching for his little girl Eleanor, only to end up as an experimental Big Daddy suit? I guess we'll just have to wait to find out.
Big sister doesn't want you playing with me.
Well, that was a bit closer than I cared for. And so we meet the Big Sister. Goodness, is she frightening. I don't care much for the Big Sisters. As much as I didn't care for the Big Daddies before, I really don't care for the Big Sisters. Just as powerful, but quick and nimble on top of it. Look at those moves. The Big Daddies were fast, but these guys can jump around like nobody's business. Imagine you can see she almost killed me there, and I barely did any damage to her. Gonna be fun times dealing with those Big Sisters. But just where did they come from?
This is Dr. Sophia Lamb with a message for the people. Remember, Big Sister is always watching. To steal Adam is to steal from the Rapture family. Your family.
So I don't know much about the Big Sisters or where they came from. They certainly weren't around 8 years ago when Jack was wandering through Rapture. The Big Daddies were enough of a threat. I have to wonder if Dr. Sophia Lamb is responsible for creating the Big Sisters. And to what purpose? Guess we'll just have to wait to find out. Although that'll mean encountering more of those Big Sisters. If we're lucky, maybe there's only one, but we'll see. The Big Sisters certainly do not like the Big Daddies, or at least they don't like us. Yes, I saw you over there. Yes, I see you running away. Don't know if that was laughter or footsteps, or part of the background music, but it was rather haunting. They did such a wonderful job with the musical score, too. We will be reborn in the womb of the ocean. Boding thought. Oh dear. Well, that's not good. Well, now we are underwater. A nice little change that we did not get to experience in the first BioShock game, underwater play. But it makes sense as a big daddy that we'd be able to go out underwater, what with the diving suit and all.
In that suit, even the ocean cannot harm you. This is good. But Rapture is the death of many great men. Alone, you will not last long. You can still reach the train station. Find me there.
Thanks for the words of encouragement, Doc. And of course, there are more big daddies and little sisters wandering around fighting splicers. I didn't notice this right off the bat when I played, but that is a new big daddy design. Very unlike the ones we encountered from BioShock 1. And I have no idea if I'll have to fight them or not. I don't even know if they'll act aggressive to me or not, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Look at that view. Really shows you how big they made Rapture. This underwater city is massive. Beautiful in a way, but very haunting. Much bigger than I ever imagined. Too bad it's full of deceit and death. And there goes the big sister, swimming around like a mermaid while we lumber about like a giant ogre. I also am a bit concerned. While underwater, I can't pull out my drill or rivet gun, even though I've seen big daddies use their drills and rivet guns underwater. That makes me concerned if there are more underwater parts. Am I going to get to fight, or is it all just exploration and fleeing? I guess we'll just have to wait to find out.
Ah, Herr Delta. You arrive, as the little one said you would. Come upstairs to the ticket booth, and I will offer what I know of you.
So at least Tannenbaum knows about us. She even finally gave us a name. Delta. Not much of a name, more of a code identifier, as it were, but I suppose it's better than just referring to us as that one big daddy.
I'll take 3 this time. Do you understand that? 3.
Lucky sod.
Now most who survive are like this. Splicers. They're drug addicts. Vicious animals.
Let there be a lesson, folks. Drugs are bad. Use plasmids responsibly. And we get a new interesting tool, the hack tool. This is incredibly useful. I'm glad they thought up and came up with this idea. A device that lets us hack into devices from a distance instead of having to be right next to them. Definitely adds an interesting little twist to the gameplay, allowing us to hack things from far away instead of having to always get right up next to them. They made hacking much more streamlined too, which is very nice. As much as I enjoy Pipe Dream, this is a lot faster. Even when I get it wrong. Quick and done. And more immersive. We will be reborn. And of course, you can still hack things at close range. Always with the creepy shadows here in Rapture. It's almost as if we're being led into a trap.
That silvery moonlight that shines way, way up above. Yeah, I walk with the shadows. I talk with my echo. But where is that gal that I love?
And there it is. Not much of a trap, but splicers aren't that smart. And very easily dispatched.
This is Dr. Sophia Lamb. Andrew Ryan is dead, but the tyrant dwells within us all. Remember, we reject the gene. We reject the self. We reject the tyrant.
Very interesting. It seems that Dr. Lamb has taken over for Andrew Ryan after Jack killed him, and is using some psychology to try and help keep control of things. As much as anyone can control anything down here in Rapture, it still seems like a mess to me.
I'm told that the people grow tense and isolated in the absence of the sun. Now they clamor for a psychiatrist. Do they miss the state censor, I wonder? Wartime seizure of private assets? Or the Cheka police vanishing them in the night? Regardless, this Lamb woman is said to be the foremost practitioner in her field. Fine. If she can quiet the rattling of the Great Chain's weakest links, I will leave her to it.
And so now we see where Dr. Sophia Lamb came from. Ryan hired her as a local psychiatrist to help keep people calm in Rapture. Because, as people who've lived on submarines can attest to, living underwater for a long period of time can make you go a little stir-crazy. It's not surprising they needed a psychiatrist to help keep things mellow.
I know you. That symbol on your hand marks you a dead man. 10 years, Subject Delta, since I watched you put a gun to your head and pull the trigger. But take heart. Out of your pain, paradise was born. I don't know how you survived, but your suffering is over now. These men will ease your burden. Please understand that like all I have done, this is an act of love.
It is Sophia Lamb. She has found you.
No, really? Thanks, Tannenbaum. So this should be interesting because, unlike our previous antagonist, Sophia Lamb is a psychiatrist and understands aspects of the mind. However, there's a good chance she's twisted, but what her overall game plan is, we've yet to discover. How our death led to a sign of paradise is beyond me. But I guess we'll have to wait to find out exactly what it is she hopes to gain for controlling Rapture.
Now you know of the enemy we share, Sophia Lamb. The camera in your helmet allows me to watch through your eyes and help you to fight her.
Comforting, though, if Tannenbaum can watch us, couldn't Lamb as well? We'll have to find out next time because we're out of time here today. I want to thank you for joining me in this adventure and return to Rapture for BioShock 2. If you find the synopsis of the plot so far interesting, feel free to continue the ramblings in the comments below. Just do try to avoid some spoilers. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos from us at Full Coverage Writers. And until next time, get out there, be creative, and be awesome.